What are we doing?
I mean,
what are we
doing?
What are we listen, I'm all for not every move is going to work out. Okay? There will forever be a piece of me that says, "Hey, when Rafael Devers was acquired, we were into it." I didn't think that was a stupid idea. The Giants needed a bat. They needed a real bat. But what we thought of it at the time does not it doesn't excuse the way that this has played out. And that's how I feel right now in this moment. This was a disastrous trade. And I don't know how the hell they're going to undo it. I don't know what they're going to do. And that's what's really hard for Giants fans. Every team you root for makes mistakes.
Right.
Trey Lance on line one. They make mistakes, but then you try to find your way out of it. We all make mistakes. Right. And then you try to find your way out of it.
But this one's a massive one. And I mean, Trey Lance is a great example because if they hadn't have found Brock Purdy, think about what that mistake would have meant for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. If they didn't get Brock Purdy, or if they got Brock Purdy and he was, I don't know, Mr. Irrelevant, like every other quarterback is supposed to be in that spot, they both would be gone. And you'd be on to a new coach, a new GM, and we'd all be talking about different things and all the rest of it. But you got Brock Purdy, and that kind of made it so that massive mistake was not as massive because, oh my God, you spent 2 first-round picks on a quarterback, and you got a quarterback, and even though we'd love to have those first-round picks now, you still have been good. Like, you were a playoff team last year, and Brock Purdy got you to the Super Bowl and the conference championship game as well. So I wonder, like, if the Giants have that ability to have that rescue move with this.
I don't know.
It's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder. Can't just trade him to Dallas for a 4th-round pick.
True.
It'd be a lot cooler if they could, but you can't. And the contracts there's no avoidable crap in these. This is baseball. And so 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Call Scott Hansen.
Bryce Eldridge looks awesome, and he's blocked, and now he's blocked for this guy. And I'm sorry to refer to him that, babe, but that's where we are. This guy. This freaking guy.
Right.
We're a year in. I want to apologize to the city of Boston.
Why?
Because you were right. You said it when it happened. Sometimes I like to get into little sparring matches with the fan bases of other cities, like the Eagles, who think their stadium is scary. And I told them it wasn't, and you lost, and we were right. In this one, I was wrong. A lot of us were wrong. Boston, I can't tell you how many reached out to me back when this happened, and they went, wait till you see this. Wait till you see the guy that you're getting. You're not wrong. He can rake. But wait till you see the way he conducts himself. Now, the problem, to make it even worse, is now we're seeing how he conducts himself, and he's not really raking.
No.
He's hitting-ish. So it makes
it hitting-ish.
And
for a guy making, like, massive money.
And therefore, the way you conduct yourself, it hurts even more. And now Bryce Eldridge comes up, and he's awesome, and he's got no position to play. And Casey Schmitt has to buy a new glove every Wednesday because he can't play first base either. So we got to stick him somewhere else. The trickle-down effect has been obvious from the moment he arrived. Miss me with the coinky-dink of their record since he arrived and what it was before he arrived. Am I blaming it all on him? Of course not. That would be ludicrous. And as I said, there's maybe outside of Logan Webb and Bryce Eldridge, maybe Casey Schmitt.
Right, Luis Arraez.
There are very few innocent parties. Very few.
In this mess.
In the entire organization.
Yep.
But we're talking Rafael Devers because Rafael Devers was embarrassing yesterday. The whole weekend was embarrassing. Saturday for baseball reasons, and Sunday for childish reasons. Flat out embarrassing. And the Giants know it. They know it. That, from people inside the damn organization are using that word. This is embarrassing. And you cannot. They are a national story today when they're 15 games under 500.
Right.
There's nothing to talk about with Giants baseball.
They're leading the national stories. Like, top of the hour, that's when you have the lead story, and they're leading the story on MLB Network. Like, every hour, top of the hour, it's no, and then it's him yelling into his helmet, and then him going in the dugout and not allowing anyone to dap him up and at least say, like, hey, that was tough, but attaboy, Jonah Cox is out there.
You will not find, and you all know this, we get accused of it. You will not find a more forgiving fan base in America.
Right.
It's a great fan base, but it's not a fan base like the idiots who booed Wyndham Clark all weekend. It's not a fan base that gets off on being mean. That's not how this fan base works. We are so there for you. And we are there. We are like literally there. Top 5 or 6 in attendance every year. Beautiful ballpark. Can't stop coming, won't stop. And so ready to be so supportive. You will not find a better, more supportive fan base in the United States of America than this one. But now you've embarrassed everybody. Like that. This fan base doesn't want to sound like this. Remember when Kevin Franzen came on 2 weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I didn't know everybody was so angry out there. We're trying like hell to not be. We're trying like hell to not be. You win 3 in a row, and you head to Miami for the weekend. All right, what do we got? Well, you've got, let's see, you've got a non-pride hat-wearing reliever who blows Friday.
Yep, true.
Then we come out on Saturday, walk 5 people, hit 4 more, commit 4 errors. Thank you. You bring a circus to the baseball field. And then yesterday, you're awesome.
Your ace.
Your ace goes out there and does everything he can for the 3rd or 4th time in a row. Ever since the injury, he's been damn near perfect. And you lose a baseball game. Like, I had no problem with the way Casey Schmitt, you got a hold of one. Damn, center field is big there. All right, 2-1. And you still found a way to play the circus music on your way to the airport.
Yep.
Wow. You know what I keep hearing from people today? It's like one of everybody's least favorite Giants teams of all time.
Right.
You're not the worst. Like I'm old enough to remember 100-loss seasons.
Me too.
But they're making themselves one of the hardest teams to root for. And yes, I want to name check the people who don't deserve that. Logan, you don't deserve that. Jung-Hoo Lee, you don't deserve that. Casey, you don't deserve that. Bryce, you don't deserve that. Luis, you don't deserve that. And by the way, I'm not going to only give it to the people hitting 300.
Right.
Chappie, you don't deserve it.
The sack, exactly.
The sack does not deserve that. Robbie Ray, you don't deserve that. I know you're struggling to find the zone. Like
even Gilbert, he's been as
Drew
good
Gilbert,
as you would expect.
And there are more. There are more. But good Lord. I don't know what the hell you're offering everybody to support.
I mean,
right now
you're offering a walk-off grand slam from Bryce Eldridge, and beyond that, it's been a whole long list of things that kind of annoy you as a fan. Going back to the catch the bleeping ball and Adames, how many outs are there? And the Pride Night fiasco, and now this where you're waving off the manager and basically telling your young skipper, who's now 77 games into his career, you're basically showing him up as if to say, no, don't pinch run for me with a guy who's younger and faster in a one-run game. I need to stay out here. Really bad.
This is the end of the innocence. Okay?
Don Henley.
Today, this is the end of the innocence. And what I mean by that is nobody gets to pass here. So when people go, well, Tony's in a tough position, that's true. However, he took the job,
right,
and he knew the job. So Tony is not innocent. Buster Posey, you can't even, duh. Kyle Harrison's an all-star. Tibbs is flying through the Dodger organization, but we got a petulant child over there at first base screaming into his helmet and doing the boogie away from Jace Tingler on his way to the clubhouse. No, that's it. That's it. I don't care who gets what portion of what, but this is all really, really tough to root for. And it sucks. It really sucks that it's Buster Posey because the guy's a legend. We could not love you more, Buster. And at least I'll give him this. At least his mistakes, I think, are honest ones. He went out and tried to get a great hitter.
Yep.
It blew up in his face.
The manager hire to me that's one
it's
where...
It's a mistake.
Right.
It's a mistake.
And he's trying to do too much with that. I'm going to try and do something that no one's ever done before. I've never done this job, and so I'm going to do this. Very risky, and it's totally blown up in his face.
Yep.